The hard difficult about making a combat system. Hello everyone, in this video I will show you the difficult to make an advanced combat system. There are many scripter beginners that when they are starting with their first project, they need YouTube tutorials to make certain system like this. Combat system or skill system. Normally in these tutorials, the developers show this simple method, using user input service from client to identify the key input and cooldown, play the animation. Send a remote event to the server. Now in the server it is created a hitbox that detects the hit enemy to give damage and stun. While in the server, put the VFX or effects and send it to the client. Play SVX or sounds and return the client to set cooldown. A fast and simple method, right? Despite being so, this is only for a simple skill or N1s, but it is quite far from the reality of make a more advanced system. I'm going to show you the points to take into account to make a good combat system. At least functional. Style of the system. Popular games like YBA, ABA, The Woken or Bloodfruit have combat systems so different because each one have its own method. For example, Bloodfruit have mechanics like double jump, dashes with stamina, and a skill executed by one tool equipped. The Woken have its own dash or dodge, and a unique parry system that is important in the game. ABA is a classic game type arena with the basic theme for a combat game, being this a big sample for this type of games, and I can still talking about a lot of games with original styles. You need to identify the style that you want to use, like game type TSB, Battlegrounds. That style is easy to identify. R6, smooth and once without air combo, simple ragdoll, and the dash with N-lag. If you understand the style that you want, you can find your own and unique style. Combat concepts. Depending on the style, the concepts are known by the veteran players, but overall by the developers. ABA have concepts like Warbrick, Stun, Hyper or Super Armor, iframe, Keslava skill, and lag etc. You need to know the idea or meaning of every concept, the function, the purpose, and of course, how to add it in your code. Programming the system. The difficulty is based to the style chosen by you, and the concept what you want to add. If you are a beginner or intermediate scripter, you have to leave the horror of know how to make a good dash, and once, blocking, hitbox, stun, and the concepts like hyper or super armor, and parry. Modules, function, and structures. Making an advanced system is a nightmare, but with practice it is possible to do a decent code, and for this I really want to recommend one thing. Learn to use module scripts, functions, and put together a solid structure for your combat system. For my JoJo project, I created a complex and absurd structure for my code, but it is good enough to make a combat functional. From the client, I use a foreign pairs that obtain a list of skills, values, with their respective variables, skill name, activation key, and cooldown. Then, I assign the key with user input service, and thanks to the modules, I can execute several functions to play animations, similar attack patterns, etc. While things like VFX or effects are sent to the server side to be returned to nearby clients. Then I use a hitbox from the client. If it detects something, sends an event with the arguments to the server and execute a function that checks the player status, block, parry, iframe, etc. and then does the damage and stuns assigned by the player arguments. It's important to have your ideas in order with an optimal structure. System conclusion. Advanced combat system is not easy. It is necessary to recognize the style you want to make, the concept you're going to use, and organize a structure with everything necessary to make your code. Create functions in model script to manage animation, hitbox as much as possible from the client, and send to the server what is used and necessary in order to have a good PvP. This information is useful for beginners and intermediates, but if you are one of those scripters who requires more details and code samples, you can comment below if you want a complete video tutorial showing the code about how to make a good combat system. You can also subscribe to the channel and join the Discord server in the description if you are interested in the arrival of an upcoming game with a bizarre combat. I hope you liked the video. and see you next time.